station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM Radio Main News. The headlines. Two people have died while several others have been injured in a road traffic accident that occurred early this morning. Zikwan Mining Limited charged 110,000 kwacha for labor code breach. And Netflix to buy Warner Bros. Film and streaming businesses for 72 billion United States dollars. This bulletin is live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia, and live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the details, my name is Lance Sannie. Two people have died while several others have been injured in a road traffic accident that occurred early this morning in Mushindamo district along the Solwezi Chingola road. The accident happened around 04:45 hours opposite Kabombo Mene Primary School and involved a Zongtong bus belonging to Likili Bus Services, carrying 64 passengers, and a Scania truck with Tanzanian registration. According to preliminary police, who was heading towards Solwezi, improperly attempted to overtake another vehicle at a cave. Zambia Police Public Officer Godfrey Chila says the oncoming bus collided with the rear trailer of the truck. Mr. Chilabi says two people died on the spot. The bus driver, Anthony Mwamba, aged between 45 and 55 of Lusaka, and the bus inspector, George Gondwe, aged 43 of Mushitala compound in Solwezi. He says 5 passengers sustained serious injuries while 32 others suffered minor injuries but have since been treated and discharged.
Preliminary investigations indicate that the accident occurred when the truck driver heading towards Solwezi was improperly overtaking another vehicle at a curve. The bus, coming from the opposite direction, collided with the rear trailer of the truck. The 2 fatalities included the bus driver, identified as Anthony Mwamba, aged between 45 and 55 years from Lusaka, and the bus inspector, George Gondwe, aged 43, from Mushtara compound in Solwezi. 5 passengers sustained serious injuries, while 32 passengers sustained minor injuries and have been treated and discharged.
The National Union of Professional Cleaners and Allied Workers, NUPCAO, says a forensic audit has cleared the organization of allegations of financial misconduct earlier raised by the Cleaning Association of Zambia. Speaking during a press briefing, NUPCAO President Bernard Mumba said the audit, which was instituted by the Ministry of Labor under the Industrial and Labor Relations Act, found no wrongdoing. He said the outcome has vindicated the union and restored confidence among its members. Mr. Mumba emphasized that the union remains committed to advancing the welfare of cleaners across the country, promoting decent work conditions and ensuring greater respect for workers. He added that government policies under President Hakainde Hichilema have contributed to a safer and more dignified environment for labor in the cleaning sector. He has since urged the association and other stakeholders to respect the official audit findings and stop circulating allegations he described as distracting from critical labor issues affecting cleaners nationwide.
The National Union of Professional Cleaners and Allied Workers, in short, NUPCAO, wishes to categorically address the allegations recently leveled against the union by Mr. Lawrence Makumbi, who is the Cleaning Association of Zambia CAS president. As a union, our foremost priority remains the welfare and protection of our members in the cleaning sector. We are committed to ensuring that cleaners across the country enjoy dignity, fair treatment, and safe working conditions. Under the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema, the current administration has created an enabling environment for workers to operate freely without harassment, and we fully support this progressive stance.
Meanwhile, National Management and Cleaning Company Nemchem Operations and Projects Manager Mavuto Chibende, also implicated in the allegations, confirmed that it too was cleared by the independent audit and Ministry of Labor investigations. The company, however, noted that despite being absolved, it suffered financial and reputational setbacks, including frozen accounts and restricted access to assets during the probe.
Following these allegations, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security inspected our operations and cleared NEMChem of any wrongdoing. At the request of the ACC, an independent audit, like you heard from Mr. Mumba here, an independent audit was conducted on both the union and NEMChem operations. The audit confirmed that there was no theft, no crime, and no irregularities. Despite this, NEMChem was still subjected to severe restrictions.
Zikon Mining Limited in Southern Province has been slapped with a 110,000 kwacha fine by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security for non-compliance with employment laws. An inspection conducted at the company revealed that employees were operating without formal terms and conditions of service, as the company did not issue them with written employment contracts. Ministry of Labor and Social Security Principal Public Relations Officer Mwakandawa says the company was also operating without workplace policies, which are required to guide conduct, protect employees, and ensure compliance with labor standards. She says as a result, Zikwan Mining with legal provisions of the employment case, the company has been directed to immediately identified violations and fully comply with requirements, as failure to do so will attract further sanctions. She says the ministry will continue to enforce compliance across all sectors to protect workers from unfair labor practices and promote decent work. Zambia today joined the rest of the world in commemorating International Volunteer Day with the national event in Mwinilunga, officiated by the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Community Development and Social Services, Mrs. Beatrice Chinyama Chilomo. Speaking under the theme, Every Contribution Matters, Volunteers Strengthening National Development, Mrs. Chilomo praised volunteers across the country for their dedication, resilience, and unwavering service. She said the theme is a reminder that development is not achieved by government alone, but through collective effort, and that even the smallest act of service helps strengthen communities and the nation. The permanent secretary highlighted the critical role volunteers have played during national challenges, including cholera outbreaks, droughts, floods, and other emergencies. She noted that volunteers have consistently stepped forward where help was needed most, easing pressure on government systems and ensuring essential services reach vulnerable communities. And the vice chairperson of the Zambia Volunteers Coordinating Committee, Mr. Ges Nurenda, paid tribute to volunteers across the country, describing them as the largest percentage of unsung heroes and heroines. And in other news trending this evening, Economic Front Party leader Winter Kabimba has urged Zambians to prioritize dialogue when addressing national issues rather than resorting to street protests. A joint operation conducted by inspectors from the Health Professionals Council of Zambia, the Zambia Medicines Regulatory Authority, and the Zambia Police Service led to the arrest of Mr. Ziaka Zio Hussein, who had been operating in Chongo District. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Women Leaders for Climate Action, WLCF founder and B2P country director Nachilala Nkombo has stressed that Africa faces mounting climate shocks that are straining livelihoods, agriculture, and local economies. She said the crisis, while disruptive, is also opening new opportunities for innovation and climate smart growth, especially through women's leadership. Ms. Nkombo highlighted that women across the continent are already shaping the new climate economy, leading solutions in agriculture, clean energy, circulatory, and green infrastructure. She said this at the launch of the Economic Resilience Pathways webinar series in Lusaka. The five-part webinar series running up to 2026 aims to amplify women's enterprises, expand their participation in high-value markets, and inform policies that strengthen economic resilience.
Also to participate in manufacturing, processing, and perhaps exporting. Lastly, we need to work on changing the narrative. We want to make sure that through this webinar series, we generate evidence of what works, that we inform policies and programs that strengthen women's leadership and enterprise in this new climate economy.
And African Development Bank Director Jemima Njiki highlighted the crucial role women play in climate resilience. She noted that women produce half of the world's food, lead adaptation in agriculture, and are increasingly driving growth in the clean energy sector. Dr. Njuki said the FDB's AFAWA initiative has unlocked $2.95 billion in financing for women entrepreneurs across 46 countries, proving that women-owned businesses are low risk and high impact.
No other state care work that they are shouldering a disproportionate of the work that keeps communities, families, and countries alive and functioning. They're doing 2.5 times more unpaid care and household work than men do.
Hence, the business news, and in foreign news, Netflix has agreed to buy the film and streaming businesses of Warner Bros. Discovery for $72 billion United States dollar in a major Hollywood deal. The streaming giant emerged as the successful bidder for Warner Bros. Ahead of rivals Comcast and Paramount's Skydance after a drawn-out battle. Warner Bros. Owns franchises including Harry Potter and Game of Thrones and the streaming services HBO Max. The takeover is set to create a new giant in the entertainment industry, but the deal will still have to be approved by competition authorities. And in sports news, McLaren are prepared to use Oscar Piastri to help Lando Norris title bid if there comes a point in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix when the Australian can no longer win the championship. McLaren have operated a philosophy of open competition between their drivers this year, determined to give both the best possible chance of winning their first title. But Norris has a 16-point lead over Piastri going into the final race of the season at Yas Marina, with Red Bull's Max Verstappen between them, 12 points behind the Briton. And now the weather.
Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy. Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class.
The evening is partly cloudy, windy at times, and mild, with a chance of isolated rain and thunder. Ends our weather report, and that item brings us to the end of the news. But before we go, a recap of the stories that made headlines. Two people have died while several others have been injured in a road traffic accident that occurred early this morning in Mushindamo district along the Solwezi Chingola Road. Zikwan Mining Limited in Southern Province has been slapped with a 110,000 kwacha fines by the Ministry of Labor and Social Security for non-compliance with employment laws. And finally, Netflix has agreed to buy the film and streaming businesses of Warner Bros. Discovery for $72 billion United States dollars in a major Hollywood deal. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the happy world of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. My name is Lance Sannie Banda. Enjoy the rest of the evening.